Hey y'all, and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be cooking a pot roast, but we're going to change this pot roast up a little bit. We're going to make it low carb. We're not going to add the potatoes and carrots. We don't want all those carbs in our pot roast this time. So y'all come on, and I'm going to show you how you can give it a great flavor and keep it low carb. Let's get started. Okay y'all, I've got my iron skillet heating up, and it's a good temperature right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add me around a tablespoon of bacon grease. This is bacon grease that we saved from whenever I cooked some bacon a while back. And that'll give that pot roast that extra great. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to add some salt and some black pepper. Onion powder to both sides, and I'm just going to take and sort of try to pattern that in there. That way when I flip it, I don't lose all my seasonings. And now we're going to do the same to this side. And when buying a roast like this, and you're on keto or carnivore, you want to get a roast with the marble all through it. See all that good fat in there? That's going to make it extra juicy. Plus, you'll be getting the fat content that you need on this kind of diet. It makes it extra tender also. So now before we get ready to add it to the crock pot, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to sear our roast on both sides. Okay, now we're going to flip it to the other side. Having this when you walk in the door, your house will smell so great when you open the door. After letting it cook all day, it'll be so tender and juicy, just the way you're looking for. Now the way that we've all grown up with having a pot roast is adding all the potatoes and carrots and celery and all that stuff that's high in carbs. Well, right now, Travis and myself, we're trying to watch our carbs. So we're going to add just a little bit of peppers and onions to this roast to see how it turns out without having the traditional potatoes and carrots with it. Trying to keep it as low in carbs as possible. Okay, we're going to go ahead now and I'm going to move it from the cast iron skillet to the crock pot. We're just going to put it down in there. And now we're going to do our peppers and onions. And then we'll come back to this part. Okay, I'm going to go ahead in this same oil, this bacon grease, I'm going to saute these onions and peppers. Now you could put them straight in there on top of your roast. But I want to saute these just a little, just to give me that flavor that's going to make that roast taste extra good. Or that's what we're hoping for. And now to that, we're going to add some of the W sauce. Not much, just a splash. Okay, now that we've got those sauteed a little bit, I'm going to add around a tablespoon of this minced garlic. And only cook it now for just a few minutes. And now we're going to add just a splash of this broth to our iron skillet just to deglaze it and get all that flavor. Okay, we're going to slide this over while we get the pot roast ready. might as well just add them all. And now I'm going to add 3 cups of beef broth. Now that roast is going to put off some broth, but we want to make sure it don't dry out today while it's cooking. And now we're going to take our iron skillet where we deglazed it and our peppers and onions and garlic, and we're going to put over the top of our roast. Okay, now we're going to let this roast cook all day for around 5 to 6 hours on low. Okay, we'll see what it looks like this afternoon. To go with this pot roast, I'm going to make some cabbage steaks. Okay, y'all, the roast has been cooking for around 5 hours now. So let's check it. We kept it low carb, made it the way we needed it to be, but we did not cut back on the flavor. Y'all, look how pretty this roast turned out, and it's so tender, it's just falling apart. I think this roast is going to be great with our cabbage steaks. Y'all come on. And now let's do our cabbage steak recipe. This is just an easy, simple way that we like to cook cabbage sometime, and I'm going to show y'all how. Okay, y'all, to do the cabbage steaks, you can pick any kind of seasonings that your family likes. We're going to be using some onion powder, paprika, salt and pepper, and olive oil, and some total seasoning. We're going to start by adding the olive oil to our bowl, probably around 4 tablespoons. Around a teaspoon of paprika, and this is smoked paprika, some onion powder, black pepper, and all these are around a teaspoon each, and some salt. And now we're going to add some of our total seasoning. You can get this at Walmart, and Amazon carries it also. This is a great seasoning to use. We use it a lot in our kitchen. And now I'm just going to take a brush, and I'm going to give this mixture a good mix. And you want to get it combined good with that olive oil, because this is what we're going to drizzle over the top of our cabbage steaks. We've got this pan here, we've sprayed it with some olive oil spray. Coat it real good so your cabbages don't stick. Now I've already sliced up my cabbage, and I cut them up in probably a 1/2 inch slices. You just make them big and round, and the outer leaves will try to come off, but you can just place them back around your cabbage once you get it on your pan. And then once you have them laid out on your pan, just take your mixture and coat each cabbage piece real good with this mixture. And you can take the brush and just drizzle it over the top. And then just take it and coat it once you get it all on there. And try to divide it up between ever how many cabbage slices you have. Now sometimes I have done both sides of the cabbage, but doing it this way, they don't fall apart as bad. Flipping them twice sometimes makes them fall apart worse. So we just done it on one side tonight. And just coat them real good with your mixture. And now once I get them through coated, I'm going to take this bowl, and we're not going to leave none behind. We're going to drizzle that over the top, especially with the price of olive oil right now. We're not going to waste any, y'all. And now I'm going to take these onions, these purple onions I sliced pretty thin, and I'm just going to make each one a layer of these purple onions. You can use white onions or yellow onions. I just had these purples, so we went ahead and used what we had. Use what you got to make what you need. That's what we say. And I love the taste of purple onions, and Travis does too. Just spread them out. This is 1 whole onion on 5 cabbage slices. So we're going to go ahead and just coat them all real good with these onions. And now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese. You can use any cheese on top of these you want. You might even try cheddar cheese. We've done that before, but I'm using what I've got. So I've got some Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to go behind that and we'll put a little bit of mozzarella cheese. And now to the side of the cabbage, I'm going to put about a 1/2 cup of water down in there just so it will steam and cook your cabbage. And now I'm going to go ahead and finish it off with that little bit of mozzarella cheese. And now we're going to cover it with foil and we're going to place it in the oven and cook it for 35 minutes on 350. Okay, now let's check them. It's been 35 minutes. And oh, look how that cheese just browns so pretty. Your onions are good and tender and your cabbage is done. So now we're going to place it in here with our roast. And I just wanted to show y'all, look how that roast is fork tender. That is going to be good for a low-carb dinner tonight. Okay, y'all, this is what our plates turned out to look like tonight. We're keeping it low in carbs, but we're not cutting the taste. We're still trying to eat Southern cooking, just lower in carbs. It turned out good, y'all. Hope y'all give this a try. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like our video. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.